You were born here?
Right.
And where you live today on Sunset there, how long have you been there?
About 18 years. My folks bought that in 1910.
Were your folks the first of your family here?
Yeah, they were the first out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire. They'd all stayed there since the pioneer days of the Mayflower.
And what did your father do here?
He was a mail carrier. Graduated Bliss Electrical School.
And so he knew what everybody's mail was. He kind of knew the social life of the community.
You might say that, and a lot of things they didn't want you to know.
Tell me about your earliest memories here as a young boy growing up in the 20s then.
Well, it was a fast life. If you didn't go down over the American River Bridge at 80 miles an hour, why, you weren't with it.
That's the old bridge.
The old bridge. You had to start in above the tennis court, so you couldn't go any farther up than that. Start in and hit the bridge at 80, and you're with the group.
And what kind of a vehicle were you doing that in?
Well, we did that in a 1936 Oldsmobile. Yeah. Then there was a Phaeton that a fellow had, a Ford Phaeton, 35. All good cars.
You once told the story at the Historical Society about how they announced that there was going to be a cutoff of the water or something.
Well, I'd like to have, I should have brought that card, but in those days, why, they had a whistle blowing over there in Fair Oaks there, and if it blew 3 long, that means it's going to be off for 3 weeks. So you had to fill the bathtubs right away, and any other pot.
Why would that be?
Because it didn't have any water.
More of a drought than we have now.
Well, it wasn't a drought, a pipe would break. So if a pipe broke, why, the Fultons didn't, they weren't too fast.
Volunteer fire department?
You might say that, yeah. I was probably the first member in Fair Oaks to be blackballed from the Fair Oaks Fire Department.
How did that come about?
Well, I don't know, but I was. I was on it for many years and fought with the burlap sack and the bucket, and then I went to join it when they got to the legal part of it, but they didn't want me. They didn't have enough blackballs to go around.
Did you go to the school that is now the community center? Is that where you?
Yes, I went. There was an annex behind that, down below there, and I went there for the first, and then I moved up to the hill. That was the 2nd grade, and in the 3rd grade we moved over to the Fair Oaks School.
What memories do you have of going to school there? What stands out in your mind about going to school?
Which school?
To the community center. What is now the community center?
Well, it had a wonderful bell up in the belfry, and we always tried to get up there and see what that was like. It was wonderful floors, hardwood floors, and there was not too much of a place to play, but it was all right. And that was the last time that I got into a fight. It was right out in front there. That was my last time.
Well, that was a little bit of a trip for you in from where you live.
Yeah, they had buses, though. They were wonderful here in Fair Oaks and in this country. They had a lot of buses, and they were run by a fellow by the name of H.M. Smith, and he did a good job.
What makes Fair Oaks the community that it is in your mind? You've seen it over, 71 years here?
Well, that's another year, and I appreciate that. But it's a nice climate, and the people are nice, and where could you find a better place? They come from miles around to retire here. We have colonels that have been all over the world, and majors and sergeants, and they end up in Fair Oaks. Wonderful country.
Thanks for